Hey, can you hear me? Not enough. Hey, they
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a unorthodox entry there, but had a few hiccups here at the beginning, and we wanted to get it going. Make sure that we didn't get anything messed up here for the opening race for the All-American Racing League Truckers Feed America Cup Series. So currently the guys are finishing up some practicing laps. We'll get into qualifying here for the Daytona 200. Right here on ESBN, be sure to like and subscribe to the page if you want to catch all the action this season and all season long with the All-American Racing League. Joining me in the booth is going to be Damon Lester. I have to go ahead and grab him here and pull him into the booth. As we did say, we were having some technical difficulties getting forward, or getting started, I should say. And so, Damon, you got me?
Got you, man.
Hey, man, welcome up to the booth. Got you in here now. Have a little bit of a hiccup there getting going, but glad to have you on board here. Oh, we get a little bit of a wreck here in the ending time of practice as we just finish up. These guys are going to take a lap or two around here and get some qualifying times in. And we'll go ahead and watch them as they do so.
Absolutely looking forward to an exciting race tonight. These guys practice look pretty fun out there. Those guys are really sucking up to the cars in front of them from pretty far back. So should be quite an interesting race tonight. Looking forward to see how these new cars react on the track. And, Daytona's Daytona. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, Daytona's Daytona for sure. There's going to be some pack racing. It's going to be wild. And what I'm actually really interested in right here is opening up this season. These guys running for the first pole of the entire season right now, but probably one of the most important ones, as one of the biggest, or the reason I say that is the pole award here has got a pretty purse behind it. There's a payout here for the pole award, and at Daytona, as we all know, the times here are so close. That's a real battle. So these guys are concentrating already. They want to win that money. I'm not at liberty to say how much the value is, but I'll tell you, it's 2 laps that are important right now for the value that this pole award is paying for. And the pole award is brought to us by the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions. So stay tuned to see who wins that pole award at the end of this one when we get gridded up in about 5 minutes here.
Absolutely. No. Like you were saying, the times at Daytona when you're qualifying, it's a matter of being 1 inch or 1.5 inches off that bottom yellow line. And how close can you run to the wall to make that first lap as long as you can make it to get up all the momentum? It's certainly going to be close. I mean, we're looking right now. The first 2 cars are 1,000th of a second. I'm sorry, 3,000ths between first and second right now, and 1,000th between second and third. And that's how close this is.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, sitting on top is the 9 truck of Adam Angerson as he actually gets popped off by Chad Snyder here, running a 48.38. We're going to see that as everyone files in. There'll be some more times kind of taken over as more drivers get their laps in. Currently now, Chad Snyder in that 26 will sit on top for the pole. See if he wins that award.
Absolutely. It looks like, these guys are, trying to take that first lap right up against the wall, and then they're trying to stick to that yellow line on that second lap. Looks like Chad Snyder's coming out of 4 on his second flyer. Just to see what kind of lap if he gains any more time on his already super fast lap.
Snyder will be a little slower on his second time around,
Yep.
but he'll pull it in. He'll hold on to the pole for the moment, as we've got about 3 drivers left yet to qualify. We'll see if they can knock Chad Snyder off the top, but so far he's winning that award.
Yep. 14 thousandths of a second between the top 3 cars.
I think Patrick McQuaid will finish up a lap here and will take the pole with a 48.37, just edging out Chad Snyder by 100th of a second. Unbelievable. Cameron Harris now on track, trying to put in a decent lap here. He's got a time of 48.37 to beat, laid down by Patrick McQuaid in that 77 Toyota. Charlie Dickey also out on track at the moment. He actually ran a 48.46, putting him at 37th. Larry Garnes also out there in the 20 machine. He laid down a 48.42. But Cameron Harris is going to let it go for now and get into the race and focus on that. So Patrick McQuaid is going to hold on to the pole position and will actually take the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions Pole Award. He's going to land himself on the front row and pace us down to the green flag here tonight. We will go ahead and bring up our grid and get ready for this one. So as we said, Patrick McQuaid wins the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions Pole Award. He's going to bring us down to the green flag. He will have Chad Snyder sitting on the outside of him. Row 2 will have Brandon Robinson in the 97, I'm sorry, and David Harris sitting outside of him in the 15, starting 4th place. Lilith Peters is going to start the 3rd row outside, inside, and Billy Stanley is going to start on the outside of row 3 here in the 12 machine. Larry Garnes is going to start 7th, with Nathan Christensen starting 8th. Adam Angerstein will roll off 9th, with Tyrone Yo outside of him in the 10th position in that number 2 car. Jeremy Flanagan will roll off 11th, and Jim Hubble in the 51 is going to start 12th tonight. Starting 13th is going to be Johnny May. And just outside him is going to be Charlie Dickey starting 14th. John Higgins is going to start 15th, with Kyle Martin starting 16th on the outside of him. Fred Houle will start 17th, with Joshua Hetrick outside of him starting 18th. Scott Leonard is going to start 19th, with David Lorfano III starting 20th. Starting 21st, I'm sorry, will be Cameron Harris, and rounding out the tail end of the field will be the 22nd position, Travis Rodriguez, starting in the 79 machine. So 22 drivers will enter into this race. Only one will win. 150 laps will sort it out. 200 miles here today. The lovely Daytona Beach, Florida. As these cars come down the backstretch, the lights in the pace truck will be off. Then the next time they come out of turn 4, they'll be coming to the green flag. I did lose Damon here in the booth. He had to drop out, having some headset issues. We'll go ahead and get him back in here in just a moment. Just in time. Pace truck will pull off. Flagman will grab that green flag and wave it. And we will go racing here. The Topsail Trucking Truckers Feed America Cup Series is underway. Patrick McQuaid takes us to the green flag. It's gonna have Brandon Robinson pushing him. Those two will get right to the bottom line, and they will jump in behind them. The entire field starting to get sorted out as they come down the backstretch for lap 1.
Yeah, they're going to have to take these first couple of laps to get settled in, and they're trying to feel each other out. And it's definitely going to be a exciting night tonight.
Absolutely. We've got 80 laps here tonight. Number 1 is in the bag. Patrick McQuaid will lead the first. And he's got Brandon Robinson in tow with Lilith Peters second and Chad Snyder rounding out 4th. David Harris sitting 5th, and just about the entire field now, all single file. We'll see the top line come into play, but not nearly this early. You know, safety is key right now, trying to stretch this race out. It's going to be a long night. A lot of close action out there on the racetrack, and a lot of, as we all know, possibilities for carnage and destruction here at Daytona. So hopefully these drivers played safe for now, get some laps under their belt. You know, don't be surprised if you see some single lane racing right now. But some of the guys towards the back are going to start to get a little impatient. I guarantee that they'll start to form a second line, and we will see it come into play. Right now, everyone just being safe.
Yeah, when those tires start to get a little heat in them, and later in the run, they're really going to want to run that high line and just try to pass the laps by and try not to get caught up in the big one, which we know may happen.
We talked about our Pole Award winner, D-Tech Cleaning Solutions, going to Patrick McQuaid. But this series itself is brought to you by Topsail Trucking, and unfortunately Dan, the owner of Topsail Trucking, was going to join us up here to give us a little rundown, but he's on the road. He's hauling some stuff, so he was not able to pull over and talk to us as he planned to. So we'll hope to get him on sooner rather than later, sometime later on in the season maybe. But as you know, long haul truckers, they don't get a lot of breaks when you're driving across the country or wherever it may be. But hats off to the Topsail Trucking crew for sponsoring the All-American Racing Lead Truckers Feed America Cup Series. And as well as the Topsail Trucking being the main sponsor here, these drivers all have a whole bunch of sponsors that they've brought on board for their own vehicles, and you know, there's a whole host of them. We'll let them scroll through here, get some screen time up for those guys as we start to sort out where these drivers will be throughout the night. But lap 5 has gone by, and so far not much has changed up front. Everyone just settled in, playing it safe.
Yeah, I really think everybody's just trying to get some laps under their belt, get comfortable, see where everybody's at, you know, and I'm sure we will get some exciting some action here in just a little bit. So I'm sure these guys aren't going to let us down there.
For sure. Right now, these two cars up front in the 77 and 97 of Patrick McQuaid, Brandon Robinson. These guys guys are working together really nicely. They are not teammates, but they are working together. And, you know, when you're up front 1 and 2, you kind of have to work together. Patrick McQuaid is actually running his own, I believe he's in his own team, solo mission out here. In the 97 there, part of Faded TV. That group of cars entering into this season. Last season, Faded TV was the actual broadcasters for these guys. So they formed a team. They're actually in the race now. The original broadcaster is down there. I believe he's out on the track today. And we'll go find him eventually. Yeah, we talked quickly about the Pole Award, the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions Pole Award. The G-Tech high-powered cleaner and degreaser is a evolutionary cleaning formula approved by the EPA for their Safer Choice program that is suitable for the toughest industrial environments, yet safe enough for day-to-day applications. It is non-flammable, non-corrosive, non-toxic, and environmentally friendly. So these G-Tech cleaning solutions are huge for the environment. You can check them out at buygtech.com, sponsoring the Pole Award for this race, and I believe moving forward. But yeah, Patrick McQuaid wins the pole, wins the G-Tech Cleaning Solutions Pole Award, which comes with a cash prize. So well done to him. He's holding on to that first place as well.
Absolutely. Everybody's got to have some good cleaner, you know? I mean, hopefully these guys won't need much cleaner after the race is over. But, you know, you never know. They might need to use some of that degreaser and cleaner when this is all said and done. Hopefully they won't have to, though.
I don't know if the cleaner they're gonna end up using will clean up the mess that may be left on the racetrack.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I don't think the cleaner will get up the bumps, scrapes, and dents, but hopefully we've got, you know, a semi-clean race here. As the pack does kind of split up now, as we'll go ahead and run through where everyone is as we're coming to 10 laps in. Patrick McQuaid winning the pole position here and holding on to first place. Nothing in front of him to look at. Everyone behind him in his mirrors. Brandon Robinson directly behind him in the 97th here. He's got Lilith Peters in the number 6 machine. She's got some fans watching on the YouTube. Give us a shout out if your favorite driver is out here running up front, or even if they're running in the back and we need to give them a shout out. Got another one, Alex, saying come on 11, so we'll go to them. Chad Snyder holding on to the 4th position here in the number 26 Chevy. He's got David Hara behind him in the 15 machine, currently holding on to 5th. Harry Garnes behind him, running in the 20 machine, holding on to 6th place. Adam Angerstein holding on to 7th here in the 9 machine. Nathan Christensen behind him in the 09 machine. I'm sorry, he's actually in 8th. I got my numbers way off here. And a couple cars behind. Jeremy Flanagan is actually in 9th in the number 11 machine. There you go, Alex. A little update on your driver there. Billy Stanley is holding on to the 10th position. And we'll round out your top 10. Johnny May behind him running 11th is leading the second pack. He's got about a second and a half behind that lead pack up there. But they are all lined up here, and we'll catch that pack if they stick together and we'll work together. Right behind Johnny May is David Lorfano, the 3rd in the 8 machine. He'll be rolling 12th right now with Kyle Martin behind him in the 99, up 3 spots to 13th. And then a little bit of not yet, but Charlie Dickey here in the 37, running 14th, and then a little bit of a gap back to the 51. Nope, Jim Hubble's there pushing the tail end of that field. Tyrone Yo in the 2 car running 16th is about 4 seconds behind that group. The 3 distinct different groups here. Fred Hooley in the 17 and Scott Leonardo da Vinci Leonard back here in 18th position in the 10 car. Like John Higgins Jr., Joshua Hetrick, and Travis Rodriguez all having some issues dropping back, losing the lead packs here.
Yeah, it looks like there may have been something happen. As I'm just looking at the moves to 59 car, he's definitely got some rear end damage. So somebody's been in his rear end. Not sure if that happened on the initial start or what happened. But then the leaders are also catching the number 79, I believe. So that pack is catching him pretty quickly.
Yeah, the 59 getting up and out of the way there. Seems like he does have a good amount of rear end damage there, you're right, and falling off the pace. Definitely looks like someone, you know, possibly didn't get going on the start there. And maybe I should say he maybe not have got going on the start there. We didn't get any, you know, information there on any wrecks, so nothing major, just some bumping and banging out there. But definitely interesting story there. He's gonna fall, you know, he's gonna fall like a sail, like he's got a sail, to be honest. And these guys are only running one fast repair for every race this season. So he's either gonna need to, you know, it's a long race. He'll probably hold on to that fast repair to towards the end and get this damage fixed up in the next caution, if there is one, or even on the green flag if he's got it. But a lot of they'll pull the bats out. They'll get that thing straightened out and hopefully get out here and be back up front at some point tonight. We've got a long race to go. We're only 15 of 80 in. So he's got plenty of time, Henry.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are just happy to sort of ride right now. And you know, it's definitely, they're just being patient. That's what it takes.
Yeah, for the most part, we've got single file action here. You know, cars are getting settled in. They're really starting to feel the car at this point. You know, they've had a bunch of practice time, but nothing recreates the race scenario like the race itself. And these guys are in it, getting warmed up. Their palms are getting sweaty. They got the hands tight, and you know, just ticking off laps here, looking at the fuel, watching everything. Talking to their teammates, seeing how everybody's doing. A lot of strategy being laid out right now. You know, a lot of thought going into when we're gonna be able to pit, when our window's gonna open up, and really just planning out the first part of this race right now. And that's what's amazing about this cup racing and how long it actually is. You really get a lot of strategy, and it's not just, you know, driving around in an oval for 80 laps.
Oh, somebody getting out of line and toward the back of the pack. That was a 37. Oh, we got a wreck.
Yeah, they're going to get into the wall.
Wreck on the front stretch. 37 involved.
Travis Juggles Rodriguez involved here. 79. Some more cars going around here. We'll go back and take a look at what happened here. Yeah, the 79 getting up into the car outside of him and gonna turn him into the wall here. Get a little bit of a different angle here, maybe from the blimp. The 37 car outside of him. 37's actually gonna come up into the 79, turn him up, and that's gonna he's gonna bang himself up there a couple times on that that outside wall, and ends up going around again as he's starting to try to get going. So unfortunate there for the 79 machine. 37.
Yeah, he had just gotten past or was trying to get settled in after the pack passed him, and I just hate that for him.
Yeah, so not, a little less severe than you normally see at Daytona though. So that's a a positive side there. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and I just noticing that after he trying to get the car straightened back out. Another thing with these next gen cars, if you get on it with the type of transmission that they have, if you get on it just a little bit too hard, it will spin out on you. And I think that's what happened to him, and he got into the wall again. But hopefully it's his damage he can maybe get fixed. He may need to go ahead and use a fast repair. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, he was definitely missing the entire rear end there, just torn right off. So,
Oh yeah.
he's probably going to want to get that fixed up as much as he probably would love to hang on to that fast repair. It looks like a decent amount. I mean, we'll see. It's Daytona. There's enough time to get a good amount fixed up before you got to get going again, and he can hope for another caution. But I would really hate to try to stay in this thing with a slightly damaged car at all. I think for me, for my peace of mind, I would probably come in and just grab that fast repair, get back in it, shrug it off, and hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to try to keep that bullet in his pocket, but he's going to have to get it out, I think, and reload so he can keep up with the pack. Hate to see that, though. Everybody was taking their time, and looks like just maybe that the 37 came up, and looks like he did use the fast repair, so he's going to have it. He's reloaded and he's ready to go.
Yeah, just a unfortunate event there. I think the 77, or not the 77, no, wasn't our pole sitter. 79 was just kind of right in the 37's blind spot, and it only takes a few inches to drift into each other, and probably what happened. Nothing on purpose or really any bonehead move there. It's just a little bit of a drift together, and that's all it takes.
Yep, it happens a lot, unfortunately, and that's why we run the laps.
Well, we're 20 laps in here. We'll get stacked up again, and we'll do it again.
That's right.
We're about a quarter of the way through here, and just like that, we're a quarter of the way through. Patrick McQuaid and Chad Snyder will take us back to the green here from the front row. Lilith Peters and Brandon Robinson third and fourth behind them. It's a good opportunity here with some fresh tires. Well, yeah, I assume they took some tires. Probably won't make much of a difference, but some fresh tires here, full tank of fuel, sip of your water, and you're good to go again here. So I would say some of these drivers will probably push to make a little bit of a move here if they can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Are they gonna get single file again, or are they gonna get a little racy?
I think we do. I think we still play it safe from here. Still pretty early. I want to make it to at least my second pit stop without any dumb mistakes made by myself. So I'm looking to still play it safe, but some of these drivers may have a different thought.
26 ducks back down behind Patrick McQuaid. Looks like they have a plan. They're just going to ride it out here, it looks like.
It looked like the 6 of Lilith Peters was thinking about staying up there and getting a little bit of a push, but didn't get any help, so they'll jump back in line, grab 4th place there. But just about everybody going to decide to run that yellow line again.
Yeah, that's the one thing that many of these drivers disliked about the Gen 6 cars is you had to have help. Are we going to see that same thing with these next gen cars, or are these guys going to be able to pull out and make some moves? I guess we'll just have to sit back and see how this all plays out.
Absolutely. And in my experience, which hasn't been much at all with these cars, I've done one race here. The outside line really, even with a good head of steam and 5 or 6 cars, really didn't make much movement. You could still be faster on the bottom with a couple of car gap between you and the cars in front of you. So it really didn't work out well for the top line, unless you really had an entire group of really nice tight racers that can hold on to that line without any foul, and because you really got to stay tight to get by the inside line, which is just so much faster.
Looks like everybody's getting sorted out single file. Looks like we have one driver who's stuck up high there. Oh, we got another incident on the backstretch. Car around. But that is Billy Stanley in the 12 car.
Yeah, we caught that at the tail end there. They stayed green, but we will take a quick look to see what happened there before we jump back up. Bill Stanley going off the track. Yeah, just catches the nose of the car behind him just enough to spin him. Actually catches it and saves that bad boy. So that car is still raceable. But a wild ride there from Billy Stanley. Unfortunately, gonna be way off the pace and gonna lose that draft. So it's gonna take some time for him to get any relief here from that.
Yeah, I was just backing up, taking a look at that. It looks like that may have had somebody duck it a little bit below that yellow line.
Yeah, that's a very fine yellow line too. I know it looks large and doubled up down there, but when you're down there in the race car, that line is a lot hairier than it looks, and it really only takes about a hair to get the car in front of you. And if you're down below that yellow line enough and he's holding it, you're gonna turn him. It's just the way it is. Even the enough air of a push can turn him if you're not lined up straight. You know, and that's just unfortunately what happened there.
It looks like the 97's gotten pushed up out of line in the faded TV Chevrolet.
Yeah, he's gonna drive like a rock too.
Yeah, those guys are not letting. They're just not letting anybody in.
And what you'll see. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say he might be able to get down now. Yeah, he barely gets down.
Yeah, it's really difficult to make those moves down like that, because that 8 car, it may not seem it, but he had a run. He really had to lift to let that happen.
And that's cost him a lot. So these runs are precious, and when you get them, you really don't want to. Do you take the other guy's well-being in your own hands and let him in, or do you just let him take himself out? It's a really tough thing, but looks like they're settled back down now. Looks like there's some energy building up. You've got some guys on the high line here trying to make some moves back toward the back of the pack.
Yeah, they're gonna start getting a little antsy now. It starts to get boring, just running around in one single line, as safe as it is. And these guys, this may be Daytona and it's kind of a wild card, but they are running for a championship here from race 1 to the end, especially that 8 was final. Lifting like that was a gentleman's move. That was a little bit of give, because he knows later on the season he might need some take. It's going to be a long run out here. But
absolutely,
yeah, definitely getting a little exciting here.
Oh yeah,
we got some two-wide action now.
Oh yeah, you got those faded TV Chevrolets. They're getting some help now. Patrick McQuaid. They're losing that help on the inside.
Yeah, this top line's getting lined up. Looks like one of the faded guys jumps down to the inside line though. So everyone kind of shuffling around here, trying to see what they've got. Maybe give a try at the top line anyway, you know? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and run the whole thing all in the bottom. I'm going to try the top line in the middle of this race and at least get a feeling for it, see if I'm going to want to try it later on. So that's, you know, definitely what we're seeing here. We're getting closer to halfway. We got a whole run under our belt as we also got a new leader here, Lilith Peters, pushing to the front in that 6 car. Chad Snyder on the bottom. They shuffled McQuaid and Hara back. But this is definitely getting exciting now up front. They must have heard us up in the booth talking about the single file because they are going at it now.
They are going at it. We've had 3 wide. We've had almost 4 wide. They're tearing it up. Giving us a show, that's for sure.
Lilith Peters and Chad Snyder are fighting for that top spot. The top line slows up a little bit. That's going to give Snyder the advantage. Patrick McQuaid on that bottom line, pushing the front car. Oh, 26 jumps up. Chad Snyder decides to take that front line, but gives it back to Patrick McQuaid in the outcome there. I'm not sure if that was the best move to make there.
Oh, that was definitely there was some clinching there, that's for sure.
I talked quickly about Lorfano and that 8 machine, one of the Final 4 championship contenders from last season. And I want to say he may have won it. I gotta go back. I'll pick a bonehead for not knowing who won the championship. Shame on me.
That's okay. 77's back to the front. The 97 right there behind him in the faded TV Chevrolet. He's lost his teammate. His teammate's about 10 cars back. But that just shows that if you can get some help on the high line, you can really make it exciting.
Yeah, they certainly made it exciting there for a little bit. You know, it looks like everyone's starting to settle back down, trying out that top line. They understand it. They feel how it's going to feel. And they're going to put that back in their pocket and, you know, save that for a little later when it's truly going to matter.
They're definitely putting on a show today, that's for sure. We've got some new players up at the front now. We've got some guys who are back in the tail end of the field who are making their way to the front. So,
yeah, speaking of, let's go ahead and take a look here, see who our top mover is of the race so far. It looks like Scott Leonardo da Vinci Leonard is our top mover, sitting in 6th place, up 13 spots from where he started.
well, I'm sure if we look at that in a couple more laps, it'll probably be somebody different.
Yeah, it'll probably cycle through 2-3 more times before 5 laps is over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Another car getting shuffled out here and falling to the back. Or not the back, but at least falling a couple spots there. The 51 of Jim Hubble, I believe.
What about Billy Stanley? He's still just riding back there, trying to hope maybe that somebody will have a safe spin, and so he can catch the field back. It's one of the most terrible feelings with these big tracks is when you lose the draft and you're just riding, making laps.
Yeah, absolutely. You're really just sitting there wondering how long it's going to be until you start to possibly get lapped. Because without any help, you're much slower, and it honestly is just a matter of time. He's hoping, like you said, a nice, easy spin from someone with no damage. You know, hey, maybe something like what just happened to him happens again, but don't throw the caution. He gets to get caught up.
Absolutely. You don't ever want I look at these races like I want everybody to have a good, clean race. I know that in the real world they say that all the fans want are cautions. That's not me. I want to see a good, clean race. I would rather see this kind of racing Oh, we got to move up at the front. The 9 car looking outside. The 97 throws a block on him.
Adam Angerstein there in that 9 Toyota. I'm getting some rumblings in the chat about a Zorku. I'm sure it's a nickname of some sort, but we're not sure who Zorku is. If you want to give us a shout out and let us know who it is. There's a whole bunch of you here to watch whoever Zorku is. Got a couple of cars looking to possibly make a move on the top side. Not better of it though. Fred Hooley drops back down into 4th. We saw Brandon Robinson jump out to that outside line and thought about it, but they both jumped right back in.
Yeah, if you can keep your car clean, I mean, I think everybody's got a good fast car tonight. I mean, the qualifying times, like they always are at Daytona, were very, very close. But it's like, you know, people just, you don't want to just sit and ride. You want to try to make some moves, but you also want to, you know, keep your piece and straight and fender straight. You don't, you know, want to have any issues this early on. Looks like the 59 may have a little bit of front end damage. Looks like the front splitter may be raised up a little bit. That could be affecting his speed a little bit, and you know, maybe why he's getting such good runs. But when he gets out there trying to make a pass, he really loses it because he doesn't have that front aerodynamic. Yeah, he's going to look under the...
I was going to say, you can see it here from the onboard here of 9 looking back on that 97 machine. That's definitely going to hurt the aero right there.
Absolutely.
You see he's actually falling back a little bit from the guys in front of him, and that's gonna, the 10 car is gonna get real anxious here and want to get by him because, you know, it's definitely gonna hurt him a little bit. I think if he can stay close enough to that 9, it won't affect him too much. Get that air kind of just going right around his car, but if he falls back too much like he is now, it's gonna cause some trouble.
Yeah, and he seems to be a good pusher. I mean, that's the type of thing. If you have something like that, it sort of puts a bubble in front of your car, and it really helps you become a good pusher. So, you know, we'll see.
Maybe
we'll see what he can do. He may have that. That could be what caused the damage. He's looking again.
Down Bill Stanley here. Looks like he might be going into 4 if I caught that right. And yeah, so he's pretty far back there. He's coming to the line just about now. And here comes the rest of the field, led by Patrick McQuaid, and they are coming quick. So this is what we were talking about a little bit ago, where that 12 car is just kind of waiting to get out of the way. You know, these guys are going to straight train right by him. If he's lucky, he'll find a little bit of that draft to get sped back up, and we'll be able to catch this pack and at least stay with these guys and catch that caution and get the wave around.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, you know, you look back, you know, we were about 10, or I can't remember, it was lap 11, what lap it was. That's about when we had our first caution, is when this lead pack caught those cars that had lost the draft. And then you get a lot of moving around and cars get loose, and then that's where you have your issues. So, oh, it looks like the 59's got out on the outside of the 9 car.
And knowing these guys, you know, if I saw anything last season, it was a lot of showmanship, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone lets this 12 car get in. It won't be the front runners, but you know, 3rd or 4th on back, they will definitely give him some room. Someone will work with him. You know, you hate to see your fellow racer go down a lap at Daytona.
Absolutely.
And these guys are definitely the give and take type. 12 car, Bill Stanley, will jump up to the top and let those guys get by. And there's another car there into the mix, making it 3 wide. Pretty hairy there, but everyone seems to be getting by no problem. See if everyone, unfortunately for that 12 car, he gets hung out and did not quite get any help there. So
looks like he may have brushed the wall as well.
yeah,
Coming out of 2.
I think he might have got a little anxious there with the cars flying up on him and tried to get way out of the way there. And honestly, that wall can suck you right in if you're not careful.
Yes, it will. That safer barrier does have magnets in it, is what I've been told from time to time. Well, it doesn't matter what track you're at. Sometimes that wall just has arms that reaches out and grabs you.
It sure does. And then don't let you go. Getting pretty wild back here mid-pack. On 7th on back here. Harold Lilith Peters, David Lorfano mixing it up. Ooh. They're all chasing Scott Leonardo da Vinci Leonard in that second pack. He's leading this pack at 5th, trying to catch up to the front 4 here. Led by Patrick McQuaid, our pole sitter. Brandon Robinson been pushing him most of the day. Adam Angerstein's going to hold on to 3rd with Fred Hooley sitting there in 4th. Those are the top 4 cars there, and Hooley is now battling up with Angerstein there to throw another position under his belt. Now up 13 spots, but got Leonardo da Vinci Leonard here is up 14 spots from where he started, so he'll be our biggest mover at the moment. We're just past halfway here, 43 laps into the Daytona 200 for the Topsail Trucking Truckers Feed America Cup Series, an all-American racing league, and brought to you right here on I almost said Sim Racing Media, but Esports Broadcasting Network, which is a sim racing media company. So we thank you for watching and joining. If you like what you see and want to not miss any of these guys' races throughout the season, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the page.
Absolutely. You get some exciting racing like this every week with these guys.
Well, we're just past halfway. We'll go ahead and run through the field. Patrick McQuaid, as we said, was our pole sitter, winning that G-Tech Cleaning Solutions pole award. Brandon Robinson in the 97 pushing him. He's probably got the best seat in the house, ready to make that move whenever he needs to. Adam Angerstein and Fred Hool have been battling for 3rd and 4th here. Angerstein holding on to a 9th as we got some pit stops coming on. So we'll pause on that for a moment. We got some carnage getting into pit road. But some last minute decisions made there. Looks like about 4th on back.
I'm gonna bet there are probably gonna be some penalties there. I'm not sure. Here comes some more on the pit road. If it may be a little bit cleaner. They definitely had one coming in outside that commitment line.
Top 3 staying out, but I think they really didn't have much of choices. That kind of happened pretty quick. Fred Hooley, Kyle Martin, and Jim Hubble are the 3 that stayed out. Patrick McQuaid pulls off from the lead. And then all the way back to 17th place comes in. Now Fred Hooley will give up that lead to come in and get his stop done. Probably get some of that repair work done as well. Kyle Martin coming in with Jim Hubble almost getting into the grass there.
Yeah, it looks like the 97 may have been held. The 97 of Brandon Robinson may have been held for a penalty. I'm not sure if it was. I'm going to guess it was probably speeding. Could have been unsafe pit entrance, but looked like he held there quite a while after he got his stop through there. So this is really going to jumble up the pack, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was just quickly saying sorry that I wasn't able to catch the entry to pit road when the leaders did pull off. It was a very last minute decision there. But we were able to catch the second round of pit stops there. And we almost caught some action. Almost had a car go off into the grass. It is always difficult running here to get slowed down to, I think it's 50 miles an hour on pit road. and it takes a good amount of brake work to stay on that fine line, to slow down enough but not spin it out.
We're gonna have to see how things cycle out.
Yeah, Ingerstein in the 9th ends up 2nd place here with Kyle Martin, the 99, holding on to 3rd, but Patrick McQuaid continues to lead, and everyone's starting to gap out a little bit as green flag pit stops come full circle. Jim Hubble and Fred Hooley came back out 8th and 9th. They pitted 1 lap after the leaders. McQuaid holding on to a 1 second gap over 2nd place here. They'll start to catch each other. Kyle Martin's going to sit in 3rd. We'll go ahead and cycle through. We'll pick back up and are going through the field. David Harris going to hold on to 4th right now in the 15 machine, working his way towards the front. It's actually where he started. I guess he's not going very far. Jeremy Flanagan up 6 spots to 5th in this 11 Chevy. Got Scott Leonard in the 10 machine sitting in 6th place after the green flag stop. Johnny May's going to hold on to 7th with this group of cars here. That 12 car is a lap down with Billy Stanley. Jim Hubble in the 51 here up 4 spots to 8th. Fred Hooley in the 59 machine's got his car all fixed up there. Burned that fast repair, holding on to 9th place, so just inside the top 10. Definitely worth using that fast repair to stay in it. Tyrone Yo in the 2 car, rounding out top 10. Gonna need some help there to catch up. Looks like Lilith Peters about 9 seconds back in the 6 car, running 11th. Larry Garnes leading a pack of 4 here in the 20 machine, 12th place right now. John Higgins Jr. running 13th, giving him a push. He's got Nathan Christensen in the 09 and Joshua Hetrick in the 25th, sitting 15th place. Brandon Robinson in the 97, catching some unfortunate early mishaps, was running just fine most of the early parts of this race. Finds himself right now in 16th. He's got the 8 machine of David Lorfano back here in 17th with Chad Snyder in that 26th, giving him the push. Billy Stanley we saw up here running with some of the front runners in this 12 machine, just 1 lap down, hoping for a quick caution soon and get a wave around, get back on that lead lap and stay in it. He's got a pretty clean car, a little bit of a banged up rear end there, and I think he might have brushed the wall, but able to stay on pace, just looking for a little bit of help. Once the caution comes out, get back on that lead lap.
Yeah, I'm just looking at things, and I know that McQuaid and Angerstein, they're out there running, pretty good lap times. But this big pack, if they can stay single file, I think they're going to swallow up Kyle Martin here, very short work. And then I think if they can single out, they can catch that lead pack. This could get interesting.
Sure will, as we're on board here in the back end of the 99 as this group has caught him, and looks like
did a good job staying in front of him. Yeah.
Yep, they'll settle in right behind him. I'm sure there was a good amount of lifting there. That's that key moment where you got to make that decision to either get up and around him and possibly fall back because no one went with you, or just kind of lifting just enough to slow it up and then get right back in it and give him the push he needs to stay up front there.
And he's another car that also has a little bit of damage to the rear, so I'm not sure where that came from, but he will probably be really good with cars behind him, but if he happens to not have anybody behind him, that could really hurt him. That's speaking of the 99 of Kyle Martin.
Yeah, he's sitting here in 3rd. He's got the 77 and the 9 up here running together, and then there's that gap 9 blinking
like
out a little bit.
15, the 11, and the 10 just made short work of Kyle Martin.
Yeah, they knew they had to get up and around him before too long, and that's the way you got to do it. You can't do it alone, and you got to do it as an organized pass. You know, those guys definitely knew what they were doing there. Make short work of that 99. He definitely has some damage. That's going to slow him down no matter what position, if he's pushing or pulling. So we'll have to catch some help here to hopefully not lose too much of the front runners. But definitely going to look to get to pit road and use up a fast repair if possible.
Yeah, we're at the point now where if we're going to use a fast repair, you're going to try to ride until something happens late in the race, and try to save that fast repair as close to the end as possible.
Yeah, you probably
we're coming to about 25 to go, so
yeah, absolutely.
Won't be long.
You're definitely right on that. You want to have that in your back pocket for that last stint, late race caution where everyone's kind of out of it. Used up their fast repair. They've got some damage. No one's got one left, and oh, look at me. I'm getting my fast repair. I'm going to the front. I'm going to win this thing. Adam Angerstein in that 9 is going to get up to the 77 here, holding on to second place. Pushing the 77 of Patrick McQuaid, who was our pole sitter. Definitely has led the most laps here tonight. The 9 of Angerstein blinking just a little bit there. That's going to make Hara... Actually, I'm sorry, that's not Hara behind him.
And whoever's behind him, it's going to make him a little anxious to get up there and try to push, because they could be pushing and all of a sudden they're right in the middle of his car and then they'll have another accident. So that definitely makes that driver a little anxious to get right up behind Angerstein. Hopefully, that's something. Sometimes that'll sort itself out. I'm sure he hopes it does, because it's nice to be able to have another driver get up and help you get around that leader, because that's what's going to take. McQuaid's got a fast ride tonight, and it's definitely going to take something like that to get around him, and hopefully, that's something that'll sort itself out. Give Angerstein a good chance to take a shot at McQuaid here.
Yeah, for sure. That's Travis Rodriguez there in the 79, a couple laps down. So not really anything that the 77 needs to worry about, or the 9. Hopefully the 9, his connection gets sorted out here before the end, and it's not a problem. But they've got a good almost 6.5 second lead over the third place car here, David Hara, in this group here, the 15-11 of Scott Leonard. I'm sorry, the 11 of Jeremy Flanagan, who I'm learning now is nicknamed Zorku. Scott Leonard is holding on to fourth here with this group, and then Kyle Martin in that 99 has been able to hold on to the back of this small pack, so he's able to draft with these guys, but I think they're slower with anyone behind him. So he can push. He can still push.
Yeah, I think with these guys, if they can get sorted out, I'm not sure though with this package if they're going to be able to run him down. They may be cutting a little bit of time off, but I don't think without something going on, I'm not sure if they can catch that two-car tango of McQuaid and Angerstein.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. If nothing else happens, if we don't get any action on the track, quote unquote, no, I don't even want to say the word, but if we stay clean and green here for 23 more laps, then yeah, it's going to be very hard to catch McQuaid and Angerstein in 1-2 there.
There we go, Flanagan going around Hara.
Flanagan will make that pass on Hara for third. Almost looked like it was planned as they shuffle around some more.
I was going to say, maybe they're trying to see who's going to pull in the fastest so they can make some time up on that lead tango there.
Yeah, that's the name of the game right now. You can either sit there and just run what you got for the next who knows how many laps we go green, Or you can try some things. You know, if you do it right and you're cautious, you won't lose too much time on racetrack or position on, or I should say, ground on racetrack, and maybe get a little bit faster by shifting the cars around. And you got a better pusher, someone's a better tugger. And, you know, try to make up you got a 7.8 second gap to close up on, and you got to try some things.
Yeah, they lost 1.4 seconds changing it up there, so they need to get settled in, figure it out, so they can catch these guys.
Definitely got some ground to make up. Patrick McQuaid continues to lead. He's got the 9 of Adam Angerstein holding on for second. And they've got Travis Rodriguez in the 79 machine right behind a blinking 9, who, you know, for all intents and purposes, doesn't really need to worry about that with there's nobody running for position behind him. But if I was a 79, I would not want to be too close up to the 9. But, you know, you kind of have to be because it's Daytona. He can't lose that draft there, or doesn't want to, I should say.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But that's definitely nerve-wracking in that 9, having him blink that much. Even for McQuaid, it's got to be a little distracting as well, seeing him blink in and out in your mirror. Because you know McQuaid's driving out of his mirror more than his windshield. And that's what he's seeing, so that's definitely distracting. Anyway, back to third, the 11 car, Jeremy Flanagan. Leading this group here with Scott Leonard, Kyle Martin, and David Hara as well. Looks like they sandwiched the 99 up there in front of the 15 of David Hara. Going to see if that makes any difference. We got another 4-second gap back to Fred Hooley in 7th, leading a pack with Jim Hubble and Tyrone Yo. Oh, I'm sorry, no, Jim Hubble and Fred Hooley running with a lapper here. It's like the 51 car. I'm sorry, I'm on Jim Hubble, the 51 car. I'm getting myself all mixed up. Regardless, then you've got after Jim Hubble here in the 8th car, or 8th position, you got Tyrone Yo Jr. leading a pack here in 9th. Johnny May behind him, 10th place. John Higgins Jr. 11th. Nathan Christian running out your top 12. So good amount of this field getting spread out. We'll try to get a view here from the blimp to see where, see some of these gaps a little higher up here as we see the second group coming down the backstretch. But I expect they shaved some time off of that lead, though. They're down to just over 5 seconds behind the second place car of Adam Angerstein.
Yeah, they've gained about 2 seconds on that lead Tango, so I think they're definitely a little bit faster with Zorku out front there in that pack.
Absolutely. A shout out to you, Damon, from the chat. Fans are loving having you up here. I'm loving having you up here as well. And as we learned, Jeremy Flanagan, that 11 is Zorku, and they are definitely pushing him as hard as they can, trying to catch that top Tango. Patrick McQuaid and Adam Angerstein, who is blinking just a little bit. We're trying to hang on to it. See if he can hold on till the end of the race. We've got 18 to go. We've had, one caution and one spin-off with no caution. So a pretty uneventful race for Daytona so far. But as we all know, it ain't over anytime soon. And we haven't yet seen the big one.
They've cut it down to 4.7 seconds, Cliff. They're eating them up. Zorku out front. They're really catching that lead Tango.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eyes focused here on this 11 car. And as he pulls his friends Scott Leonard, Kyle Martin, and David Hara trying to close up that gap, they're definitely doing it. The smoother they stay, the tighter they stay, the faster they are. And, I think they've got the laps to do it if they stay nice and tight like that.
I'll tell you what, Jeremy Flanagan, aka Zorku, he's got quite the following here. I'm loving watching the chat here. Good to see, everybody out watching these guys race. I love watching this stuff. You know, even before I had an iRacing membership, I was watching these races on YouTube. So loving watching this. It's awesome.
Absolutely got a fan base out there, and it's helping as we sit on board here with Zorku. He's getting a good push to the lead 2 pack up there. Take a look from the rear camera here. Nope, pulled the wrong trigger. So we'll go inside the cockpit of the 11 of Jeremy Flanagan as he's getting a big shove. Can they push him to where he needs to be? And that's in the lead. He's got the time, he's got the laps. He's got clearly a group of fast cars. They aren't catching him. We'll see how it plays out with 15 laps to go.
Now, they need to stay as single file as they can. They're sort of, you know, they're not holding a real steady line right now. They're sort of coming up off the bottom in the turns. They really need to hug right up on the 11's bumper and stay with them. You can see there, you know, they're doing better this time. Back in 1 and 2, they were coming off the bottom. Really cost them some time there, and not sure if they're gonna gain much time on this lap, but we'll have to see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I hope they do. Yeah, they lost about a 10th that lap.
Aaron Yo takes his car to pit road, gonna get some services done. You know, I haven't thought about that yet. Are we able, we haven't done any discussion on this, but are we able to even go green, or, you know, on this tank of fuel? That's a question that I don't have an answer to.
Let's see, the last pit stops were around lap 45.
I think we got our answer. Whoa! The 99 comes Dukes of Hazzard in it outside of the pit cone. That is definitely a penalty. As we were starting to discuss it, cars decided they needed some fuel.
Oh, it's like the 11 missed his pit there a little bit. Trying to get it in there.
Oh no. Yeah, he's gonna have to back up here. He's gonna have to.
It was too far to the left. That he missed his. He overdrove it. Then he got a little too far to the left, and unfortunately, that's going to really hurt his time there. I hate that for the 11. He was really running some great laps.
Yeah, definitely had the support of his friends and family showing up here today. So that's probably going to cause him to watch any possibilities fade away there unless something happens pretty quickly here. But a heck of a race anyway. He showed his team has speed and real fast here at a restrictor plate race. So hats off to Zorku. Hell of a race anyway.
Absolutely. But I still think it's there's still a lot of time left. A lot of things can happen in 14 laps. Especially, here they come on the pit road, the lead trio there. I say the lead trio. There's 3 cars, the lead Tango and Rodriguez coming in with them.
Yeah, he's going to stay right with these guys. If they're pitting in front of you, you got to come with them. Otherwise, you're not fast enough to stay on pace. So that'll be the money stop there for the 77 and the 9, our top 2 cars. Fred Hooley will assume the lead in the 59 machine, giving him the biggest mover of the race so far with 11 to go. Pitted last on lap 45. So we're going to... I'm assuming Hubble and Hooley here are going to have to still pit.
Comes another group on the pit road.
Brandon Robinson, David Lofano the third, and Chad Snyder all pulling off, along with Charlie Dickey, who's off the lead lap here. Coming in to get their money stops done. You're probably getting a splash of fuel here. I don't even know if you're going to worry about tires. Oh, a little bit of trouble there with the 59. And Hubble, I'm not sure what happened there.
A lot of drivers, I mean, getting used to these new cars. I mean, they're so much different than the previous generation. Getting into your stall, and it's just really can cause issues.
10 laps to go. The 59 getting into a little fender bender there. I want to see if we can figure out what. Now Fred Hooley's going to bring it into pit road. This is live. Not really a good view of what happened there. Unfortunately, he's going to have to come in and get some more damage fixed up there. That's going to give Patrick McQuaid in the 77 that lead back. We still got the 9 there right behind him. Now this is where the 9 may have some issues here. If he's blinking in a pack of cars, you know, and he can't do anything about it, he would have to pull off. But it looks like right now things have stabilized a little for the 9, as I was actually focused on the wrong group of cars. He is still blinking there. He's actually 4.7 seconds behind the 77 car.
It's like he lost quite a bit of time in that round of pit stops.
Yeah.
Patrick McQuaid's going to have about 5 seconds on Angerstein when everything sorts out, it looks like.
Looking at the times, it looked like McQuaid just took fuel enough to finish, and it looks like Adam Angerstein might have either taken tires or had some trouble with his pit box. He's about 9 seconds longer of a pit stop there than McQuaid, so definitely lost that position, that time on pit road, and that's going to possibly cause him a chance at the win here. We start to wind down, 8 to go as we come down the back stretch. And Patrick McQuaid is going to have to make some tough decisions here. He can almost just kind of hang out and do, just ride that bottom line and draft the guy in front of him. But if Adam Angerstein starts to get ahead of steam, which he definitely has some help here, he's pushing the 79 there. As he blinks out again and I lose him. I'm really worried about the blinking.
Yeah, that's when it gets down to the end, it really could maybe be an issue. With about 6 laps to go, coming to 6 laps to go.
Yeah, McQuaid's really got to find someone to work with here and kind of get a 2-car tandem going again to have enough speed to stay up in front of Adam Angerstein. If those 2 cars back there get linked up, we could have, the 77 could be in trouble. Because he's got about 8 cars ahead of him that he's going to have to possibly navigate at some point. So this could get very interesting very quickly here.
Absolutely. I agree completely. Just watching those times, the top 5 are separated by 7 seconds. You got almost 5.2 seconds back to second place Adam Angerstein. And then you've got Scott Leonard in third, 2 seconds back from the 9. David Hare on the 15, riding right there with Scott Leonard in the 10. Jim Hub on the 51. He seems to be right there with Jeremy Flanagan. So
now you got Jeremy Flanagan here.
yeah, he's riding with the 69. Apologize.
Yeah, he's getting the push there. That's Zorku. He's holding on to 6th place. So.
Hey, still in 6th place.
Yeah, not that bad after all that happened on pit road there, missing his box. So, if he can hold on to that, man, that's a decent finish at Daytona. Oh,
hey,
man.
Top 6 is good at Daytona. I mean, if you can come out of here without having a car that's been wrecked 2 or 3 times and caught up in accidents, I think you're doing really, really good.
And he's seeing the gaggle that's in front of our leader here that he had to mess with just now.
And that's cut off about a half second from what he has on Adam Angerstein. So if I was in McQuaid's shoes, I would sort of back out of that pack and ride at the tail end. That's just me. But he knows what he's got under him.
Yeah, I mean he's got a fast car under him, that's for sure. And you know his biggest worry is about 5 seconds back, and we've got 4 laps to go. It seems like everyone's just content here to kind of finish, but you know when we get to 1 lap to go, I think that's all going to go out the window, and that 77 is probably going to be looking for some room to breathe and kind of stay away from all these other cars because he's not racing any of them.
No, he's not. He's putting them laps down.
What he could use right now is a teammate.
I think his biggest teammate is the 5.5 second lead he's got on the 9. If he can hang on to that, he'll love that 5.5 seconds.
Actually getting bigger there, so I think I don't think he's got much to worry about. Angerstein falling back down to about a 6-second gap, trying to work with the 79 here of Travis Rodriguez.
Coming to 2 to go.
Angerstein running out of time, and I think he's running out of gusto as well as that gap starts to get bigger. Definitely what Patrick McQuaid was hoping for. If everyone plays it safe up here around him, they'll finish just fine. And, you know, judging how they're not on the lead lap, they probably won't race each other too hard around this leader. So I think McQuaid's got sitting pretty safe. He can kind of just ride. He could even jump out of line here. You know, coming, you know, maybe into 3 out of 4. You know, no reason to even stay in the draft once you're coming to the line. Just to kind of give yourself a little bit of padding there. You got a 7-second gap over second place. So
yeah, I think he's gonna. You may see him back out of this here in just a second and let these guys go. Because they're getting a little antsy in front of him. And with a white flag lap.
Yeah, they're probably going to race harder than he would here on this last lap because, as we know, he's got a nice buffer in front of him. But those guys would love to pass each other for one more extra spot. So
there you see him move up out of that line.
Racing smart right there. We'll follow the some of these other packs out here. I think, yeah, here it is. The Lorfano's in this pack. You've got Larry Garnes. The 19 of John Higgins Jr. getting pushed by the 25 here. Hard to really catch who it all is because some of them are mixed up with the lead pack here. We'll go ahead and check up on your race leader. And the 77 kind of just staying out of harm's way. He will float this car around 1/2 lap here to come across the line. He already knows he's about to win the Daytona 200 here, the season opener for the All-American Racing League Topsail Trucking Truckers Feed America Cup Series. Getting it done out here today, keeping that car clean all race long. From the pole position, Patrick McQuaid will win it.
Win in convincing fashion, I might add. He led a lot of. Like we've got some post-race action there coming out of 4.
Angerstein here is going to come out of 4, blink one more time, and hopefully get across the line in third. Second, David Harris is going to take third. Patrick McQuaid here is going to burn him down. Stay tuned. We'll get our top 3 in the booth and get some of their perspectives before we head out of here. But I just wanted to say, man, this is probably one of the cleanest races I've ever been a part of at Daytona, whether calling or racing.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, just the way these guys ran. I mean, you're going to have some slip ups. You know, it's going to happen. But really clean racing. I mean, these you could really see these cars how much they could suck up and catch the packs in front of them. I think we're going to be off to a good season with these cars. You know, not only here in the All-American Racing League, but I think in real life as well. I think we're all in for a treat this year.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there, and you know, we definitely saw that these cars can be pretty stable with the right guys behind the wheel. and very clean race tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher, David Hara. Hey, David, it's Cliff and Damon in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, guys, how you doing?
Man, we're
Doing
doing
good,
great.
man.
How you doing?
Oh man, feels good to get another podium or first podium of the season here. Would have rather been competing against McQuaid for that win. He drove a good race, and just we didn't have enough to catch him.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
no.
what, it was a really, really clean race. I mean, there were, like Cliff and I were just talking, there were a couple of slip ups there, but really nice, clean racing the entire time. I mean, you had some exciting racing there toward the middle of the pack, and you guys put on a great show tonight.
Man, the runs here were just they're a lot more than I remember at Talladega last season, but the runs were just they were big, and sometimes you didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, I spent most of the race quarter to half throttle, but on that second to last pit stop, fuel only, I messed up and hit my 10-gallon button. We're running a 14-gallon fuel tank here, so that put me 4 laps short. But I had some teammates working with me, and the 10 ran a hell of a race. His first race with AARL, and our development driver, so he's showing what he's got. And it was a lot of fun, and it was great plastic fab. It was fast.
Yeah, man. Well, congrats to P3. Definitely a huge success here for the season opener for you guys. Happy that pulled off a third place finish. Hopefully we'll get to see you win one before the season's over. I know you got it in you. But anyone you want to give a shout out to before we send you back to celebrate?
Yeah, first I'd like to thank Dan and Melissa at Topsail Trucking. They sponsor the Truckers Feed America series here. I'd also like to thank Mike and Melissa with Blue Gray Plastic Fab. I'd like to thank Dave Harrow with my HMS teammates, David Lafano, Larry Garns, and the development driver in the 10 there, Scott. But I'd like to thank my secondary sponsor, Cutting Edge Forge. I'd like to thank Lucky Dog Detailing, which is an HMS partner. I'd like to thank Stripe to Remember, which is another HMS partner. We've just got we got a great team here, and we're gonna be really good this season.
Heck yeah,
Well,
man.
congratulations again, David, and I think I think it's going to be a great season. But congratulations on your run tonight.
Hey, thank you guys, man, and I want to thank SRM, SRM, and ESBN as well, man. You guys rock.
Absolutely, man. We'll be here for the season, so plenty of time for that. No worries. We're here for the long haul with you. So congrats again on P3, and hopefully we get to talk to you again next week.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
David Hara taking home third place. We'll go ahead and get a word from Adam Angerstein next. Our second place finish. Hey, Adam, Cliff, and Damon in the booth. You got us? Hey, Adam, Cliff in the booth, along with Damon. You got us? Got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. Well, congrats on the P2, man. How's that feel out there? I know you were fighting hard there to catch that 77.
I was also blinking the whole time, apparently. I didn't blink on my screen, but no, that's the first actually top 3 in the series. So since I started last year, that's the first time I actually finished in the top 3.
Ah,
so
nice.
it felt good. I think I checked off all the tires at the end, but Juggles, Travis, whatever, he said the same thing, and it still made us take tires. But no, I was just happy to hold on to second, man. It's Daytona, though. You know how that goes. I mean, it's a crapshoot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, throw in, throw your blinking all aside. No big deal. It wasn't. There wasn't a huge pack around you at any moment, so it didn't really cause much.
Was it blinking that?
I probably talked about it more than I needed to, but
okay.
Yeah, it was enough to notice.
They were talking. Well, I said, dude, there's nothing I can do about the internet. I mean, it says I got full bars, but it kept going from 30 FPS to 70 FPS down to 40, then up to 80. It just kept going all over, and no one else is using the internet in the house. So Some races it does this, and other ones it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. No, you can't control it for sure. But no harm, no foul. You come out on second place. The blinking didn't cause any problems.
Trust me,
Congrats.
Patrick was worried.
I bet he was. Congrats on your P2. And as you said, you looked like your last pit stop there was about 15 seconds as opposed to Patrick's 9. So that tire thing probably could be a possible glitch with the new car or something. But that'll definitely
Yeah, because
hurt you.
Juggles said the same thing, Travis. Yeah, he's like, I checked off tires, and I was doing it as I was driving. I'm like, no tires, no this, and then it still gave me tires, so who knows?
Huh.
It is what it is.
Yeah, well, you come out on second place at Daytona, as you said. That it's a crapshoot. You can't complain about P2 here, and leading into the season that'll help
No,
with the points.
I definitely will not complain.
Well, Adam, anyone you want to give a shout out to before you send you off to celebrate?
Just the league itself, and for Josh put me on his team or keep me on his team.
Very good, yeah.
Absolutely. Congratulations, man. It was a great run. Yeah, I hate when the blinking happens too. And we were talking about, maybe you could get a little bit better run if they felt like they could get up behind you and push a little more. But hey, I'm sure you'll get that straightened out. Congratulations on a great run.
I appreciate it. Thanks. No, I mean, sometimes it does this with my internet because it's all Wi-Fi. I don't have it directly hardwired in. There's no way to do it from my setup. But sometimes it's like this. Other times, I might blink once every 5 laps. So it is what it is. I'll take the second and keep trucking.
There you go. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Absolutely. We appreciate you stopping by. Give us a word. So next we will bring in our race winner. I can find him here on the list. There he is. Hey, Patrick McQuaid, the 77, Cliff and Damon in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was an impressive run. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a more convincing, almost flag to flag. You scared us. I think you and the top 3 there scared us in that one pit, the first pit stop under green. But I'll tell you what, that was an impressive run, and looks like you had quite a rocket ship under you all night long, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I called that pit stop late. That was my bad. I almost took out the whole field by doing that. But yeah, that was all I was worried about all night, was just trying to nail those pit stops and not cause anything or speed. But I appreciate it.
So you were pretty consistent all day long. Put it on the pole, come across the finish line in first place. I would like to know, at any point in this race at all, were you worried?
Yeah. So when I had Adam behind me, and he kept having connection issues, and it looked like he kept getting closer and closer, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get taken out by netcode or something. But no. Well, actually, there was a point where HMS was catching us, and then I saw Jeremy Flanagan catching us, and I was like, oh, they're actually gonna make this a race. But no, with Adam and Travis behind me, I felt pretty comfortable.
Yeah, you definitely had the speed. That was actually the moment I was thinking about when HMS was coming to get you, and they really had the only chance here tonight. Everyone chasing that 77. Anyone you want to give a shout out to, man?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Project Dynamic, CD or CBDMD, Alpha Lion, Orlamex, Sonic, Muffler Man, LJC Designs, and Stephen Palom. But yeah, and also I want to point out the fact that it was my first ever race in a Toyota, so that's pretty cool on that end. 1 for 1 on that.
Hey,
But yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely, man. I'm sure we'll talk to you again before the season's up. So congrats on the win here at the Daytona 200, and we will hopefully speak to you again next week.
Alrighty, thank you.
That's our winner, Patrick McQuaid, here for the Daytona 200. We will go ahead and get up our official race results. Those are the unofficial. I promise you that they're not going to change. We will get the actual race results up here and run through them here quick before we sign off. Patrick McQuaid winning here for his first race in a Toyota. Good average there for him. Adam Angerstein, despite the internet issues, comes across the line in second. David Hara is going to take P3. We spoke to them. Scott Leonard's going to roll across the line in fourth. Jim Hubble will grab fifth place. Jeremy Flanagan will finish sixth, and Brandon Robinson will finish seventh. Lilith Peters ends up finishing eighth with Fred Hooley in ninth. Chad Snyder will round out the top 10.
In 11th, we've got David Lorfano. Coming in 12th, Tyrone Yohe. In 13th.
It's actually Yo.
Okay, so Tyrone Yo. Thank you for correcting me there. I appreciate that. And 13th, Larry Garnes. In 14th, Joshua Hetrick. In 15th, Nathan Christensen. Coming in 16th, John Higgins Jr. In 17th, we have Billy Stanley. 18th, Jonathan May. 19th, Kyle Martin. And 20th, Travis Rodriguez.
Charlie Dickey will round out 21st, and Cameron Harris 22nd. They're both multiple laps down, but only three. You know, in all reality, no one here tonight had a devastating night. You know, you could.
It was a good race. I mean, I think the only thing the changes in position really came on pit road and those green flag pit stops. That's where we saw most of the field get shuffled up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to seeing, you know, a couple cars at least a good 30 laps down from an early wreck that they couldn't come back from, and yeah, not today.
Yeah.
A very clean race. If
Absolutely.
this is any indication of what the league is gonna, or what the season is gonna look like, man, I'm excited because we're gonna have some action-packed, clean racing.
Absolutely. And I just was looking, the fastest lap of the race, 45.70 by Billy Stanley, and he was the one that got caught up in that sort of solo spin there on the backstretch early on. Never was able quite to get caught back up, but you know, still had a great car all night long. So, you know, these cars definitely have some, but they're moving pretty quick, and I think we're going to have a great season. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. On that 12 machine as well, Bill Stanley had a unfortunate spin and just couldn't recover from it. And that's, you know, that's an indication of what happens with clean racing. Unfortunately, you don't get all those cautions to catch guys back up and all that nonsense. But what you get, the result you get is a nice clean event, and everyone, you know, for the most part, should be pretty happy at the end of this one.
Absolutely. Well, Cliff, man, it was great race. I enjoyed calling it tonight with you, man.
Yeah,
looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I appreciate you joining us here for this series, and you know, we'll definitely do it again. So for everyone at ESBN and SRM, for Damon and myself, we thank you for watching, and have a great night.